At least somebody is on here making a video not covered in makeup. What, she got a little blush on her cheeks, a little bit of makeup, but at least you can see the fucking features of her face. And those features are very Michael Jackson-esque.
First date that I go on, the man always says, so I was on a date with this girl, and I have to jump in with, oh, you date children? Watching his response is a great litmus test, because he's either going to be really offended that I just compared him to a pedophile, or he is going to change his language immediately because he realizes that a 41 to 50-year-old man calling his similarly aged dates girls is creepy. Every first date that I go on,
What?
the man always says, so I was on a date with this girl, and I have to jump in with, oh, you date children? Watching his response is a great litmus.
She really thought she had a got you moment here, didn't she? I'm starting to think these people just aren't on the same IQ level. Okay, why does every receptionist ever look like this person here? Like, literally, that is every receptionist to every hospital I've ever been to in my life.
Fuck the fancy dinners. Fuck the expensive vacations. Fuck, like, the big gifts. Fuck all of that. Really. I just want somebody who wants to take a walk with me.
Bet.
Somebody who wants to run errands with me. Somebody who wants to end their night cuddling and watching TV with me. Somebody who gets excited to spend time with me. To be around me.
And that's all we want in return.
Fuck all the other bullshit. I don't want anything fancy. Fuck the fancy dinners. Fuck the expensive vacations. Fuck, like, the big gifts. Fuck all of that. Really.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm going home.
I just want somebody who wants to take a walk with me. Somebody who wants to run errands with me. Somebody who wants to end their night cuddling and watching TV with me. Somebody who gets excited to spend time with me.
I had a man tell me that I have a beautiful smile.
What? She getting some poison ivy?
And she's picking up
With all that makeup on her face, you'd have thought she'd have covered that rash up on her neck.
love bombing vibes. If you are someone who thinks that
Oh, maybe the
guys
makeup's
telling
what
you that
gave her the rash.
you're pretty, or maybe bringing you flowers. If you feel like that you are being love bombed by this, you might just be in a masculine provider and
Yeah, I like that song, but I'm not even gonna comment. Next.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. What happened to taking girls on dates, bro? I feel like every girl.
What happened to a steady camera? What are you, fucking Count Dracula? You look like you're in the fucking vampire's den.
Oh man, I'm in a fucking mood today. You know, I'm starting to realize that breakups nowadays aren't even heartbreaking on the account of losing the person. If you're like me and you're determined to find love, it's just something you're not going to give up on, right? But you get so accustomed to losing people that doesn't hurt. But I think what does hurt the most about it is losing hope. Every single fucking time something falls through, I get a little bit more callous and I become a little bit more hopeless. My heart breaks less with each piece of it that's stolen, but the desire to try again is what is currently
That's why it's breaking less, because there's nothing left to break.
fucking disappearing for me. And I know a lot of people think you feel the same. I see it all the time online and in real life. Like, I'm done, I give up. It's just easier to be single. And it's fucked up because it is. It's easier to be single. The only way a relationship can work nowadays is if you're lucky enough to find somebody who's not going to give up on you. But most people nowadays have given up on themselves. And you know, love has always been about work and commitment. It's only...
You're making a good point there, actually. A lot of people today have given up on themselves. They see that things aren't as easy as it was when their parents were the age that they are now. And instead of working harder, they just give up.
easy in the beginning, and I can't tell if people are lazy, selfish, tired, downright fucking bonkers. I don't know, but the trouble is you got to find somebody who thinks you worthy of the work, that you think worthy of the work, while still finding the energy within to put the work into yourself that's needed to undo all the damage that all the callous and other hopeless motherfuckers have done to you. And I just
noticed a pattern. all of these women cuss more than I do. That's pretty disgusting, actually. My dad always said nothing turned him off more than a woman who smokes cigarettes and a woman with a dirty mouth. As I get older, I kind of agree.
What the does that mean? I don't get why I'm still single. I don't get it. I'm a catch.
Maybe because you're putting makeup on in a way that makes it look like you've acquired eczema.
So I was wondering, and I was...
So I convinced one of my single
This
girlfriends.
girl again. Man, she looks different without the makeup.
Hi guys, I just got home from work, so don't mind my disheveled.
I want to make a point out of that. This girl,
So I convinced one.
that we just saw her in a video, and she kind of looked like Ellie Goulding. Now, she looks like Ellie Goldfish.
Hi guys, I just got home from work, so don't mind my disheveled appearance. I responded to this when they asked this on like January 5th, but if you've come to my page and you've been keeping up to date with like any of the dating updates or things like that, then you...
Next. What happened to the dating era? Feels like it's always a high. What you doing? Let's waste each other's time, or simply bad intentions. Another little limo girl crying about being lonely. Well, you shouldn't have told them all to run off and fuck themselves.
Okay, it's official. Finally off these dating apps. If you want to see me,
You're off the dating apps, or you just not got any messages today?
catch me in these streets because it won't be on your phone. I've truly had enough. If I see one more E&M ethically
I think her and Michael Jackson had the same plastic surgeon.
monogamous person, I'm gonna lose it. You know, enjoy what you gotta enjoy. But my thing is, I'm lucky to get one date with someone who has 2 eyes and teeth. So you're telling me that there's people out there
I mean, I don't have any teeth.
who have multiple, not one, not two, 3 people that they have to like date and talk to? I don't understand. I don't understand. These standards must be low. Mine are just too high. I will not be
You just said it. If you could get that drilled into your makeup padded forehead, you might be able to go somewhere.
lowering them.
Yeah, you do. Y'all need to lower it from 6 figures down to anything over 50K, because that's what the national median is. I'm not saying that you gotta lower them below the average, but you gotta get somewhere close to the middle. 99% of the women cannot all have the 1% of men. I know y'all want that, but that's not physically possible. And that 1% of men, sure as fuck, is not gonna want y'all. They're gonna get the top 1 or 2% of women. Y'all are just batting out of your league. And when Babe Ruth comes in with a baseball bat, you're gonna fucking feel it.
One's enough. Like one person's enough.
If they wanted to, they would. Except that's not necessarily true, is it?
I'm here to say
She looks like Miss Piggy from Sesame Street.
that the dating world these days is a joke. People are horrible. They get to know you and, stuff like that, and then they just get tired of it and move on to the next thing, because
Her face looks like one of the painting sections at Lowe's.
they think it's better than what they got now. And then when they realize that it wasn't, they try to come back to you. Not me, honey. Don't be come knocking on my door, because I ain't open.
Don't worry, we won't.
So guys, I never give you guys like a proper update on them.
Speaking to the mic.
This is what happened when I went on a date with this
Turn
guy.
down the mic.
How many of you think that men and women get addicted to the ping on the dating apps? Let me know.
That's a pretty valid point. I do think that there's a bit of addiction that comes with the notifications and stuff. I can tell just from like uploading a video. Anytime I get a comment and get that notification, I instantly get a little bit of like a dopamine hit.
No, this statement, I 100% agree. There's something that happens when you sign up on a dating app and you fill in your information, and all of a sudden you get those little notifications on your phone, and it's a little ping, 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 your dopamine hits. And all of you who are in the dating culture have felt it. You get that little vibration on your phone or notification in email or text that you've got a like or you have a match.
You have mail.
And so you rush to the app to look at it, and your adrenaline's going, and when you open it up and you see it's someone that maybe you liked, it is a good 10-second high. And some of them can keep on going.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is a very valid video. Good point.
I don't really know how to talk to women anymore, for real. Like, it's like...
Look like you got red lights flashing in the mirror.
too difficult out here. When you are welcoming and you don't hold back and you open up and you are, like friendly, it's like they assume off the bat that you're like that with everybody or like you're easy. But what they don't realize is that you're just choosing to do that with them specifically. But then on the other hand of it, if you're kind of standoffish and you're not too friendly and you don't talk much and you short text and you take forever to reply, then they don't like you either. It's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like dating is too difficult now. It's so like strategic now. Like I used to enjoy dating. Like I don't know what happened, but it's not really enjoyable no more. It's
I don't think dating is meant to be enjoyable because as humans, we're meant to marry up, start families, and just basically prolong our legacy. And you could argue from a male's perspective, dating would be beneficial in that sense, as you could sow your seed with a bunch of different people if you can afford the child support. But in reality, what's peaceful and happy is one love to rule them all, like Lord of the Rings, but with a wedding ring.
too much strategic thinking.
So obviously I have
Oh, oh no, this is gonna be bad.
come back recently to his page, and the last he saw of me, I was dating someone, and I don't really date often, so it was sort of like a big thing.
I don't understand why she's pushing her cheeks forward. That's odd.
Because, yeah, I don't really date often, and it's not really like something I do because my nerves are crazy.
Nah.
Do you know what I don't get?
Dick.
Men. I don't get men.
I
don't
called it.
Understand men.
I knew it. She wants a man so bad she took some lotion and rubbed her hair back, looked like she's ready for a shoot.
I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or if I'm putting myself out there in some sort of way.
Well, you kind of look like a prude, to be honest.
I don't know what it is. I swear it wasn't this hard.
Yeah, you ain't making anything hard looking like that.
But like, I came out of like a 5.5 year relationship.
That's respectable.
About 2.5 years ago. 2 years ago? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't believe it because I think she's lying. If she doesn't remember, like, how long ago, like, she remembers it was a 5.5 year relationship, but she doesn't remember how many years it's been since it ended. You remember the length, but you don't remember the end date. You would think they would coincide with each other.
It's been some time, put it that way. And then, like, it was literally just before, like, the first lockdown, COVID hit.
That's way more than 2 years ago.
So probably only had about 3 weeks of being single before, the first lockdown in the UK anyway. So, like, the whole dating thing was just non-existent. It wasn't going to happen. Like, everyone downloaded Tinder.
Next. Oh, what the fuck is that? It's like Marilyn Manson had a little nephew with fucking acne. No. No. That is what we don't want to see. As a man, we do not claim him.
What happened to dating to marry?
Exactly.
It seemed like nobody want to do that anymore. It seemed like dating now is let's talk for 3 months and then date. Last maybe a year, 6 months, and then one thing goes wrong.
Nah. I do agree that dating to marriage should make a big comeback, though.
Look, ladies, if you really have high standards, you will never have to tell a man. He will already intuitively know. Men can pick up.
Men do not intuitively know. We are not fucking mind readers, or we're not psychologists. We're not magicians. We can only do what is in the realm of reality.
On the fact whether or not women are within their
Maybe y'all should work on communication skills instead of saying we should just know intuitively.
standards fairly quickly. Take it from me, there's zero reason for you to shout your boundaries to the world. A woman with high standards carries herself with such a poise, and she has this energy that just speaks for.
You hear how highly and how, like, majestically these women talk about other women? They should just go and be with other women instead of bitching about not having a man. I mean, it's obvious that they don't want men. Like, I bet a lot of these women are closeted gays.
For itself. It's why I said men will just know intuitively. The girl who's always shouting about how she has
All these frickin' steroids, hormone replacements, birth controls that they're started on at frickin' like age 8. It's turning them into men. They're just little bitch boys.
High standards, and will never let a man do this or never let a man do that or break this or whatever the heck it is usually the first to break her own boundaries. We all know that girl. A high value woman and a woman with high standards will not have to tell a man what he did wrong. She will simply leave. The need to chase.
So what she's saying is the very first time that you make a mistake and cannot read her mind, she will just leave and not even communicate the issue. I mean, she literally just said that.
A man when
That's not a high, she's calling this a high value woman, but that is not a high value, that does not make her a high value woman. That makes her a woman that runs away at the slightest confrontation.
pulls away absolutely repulses her. It's not a green light for her to try and prove her self-worth. So if you ever feel like you have to ask
So we have to prove our worth, but you don't have to prove yours?
a man for princess treatment, you're not acting like a princess. So, be a
I hate to say this, but I think that women have to lower their standards. The amount of chronically single girlfriends that I know, either
Lower standards and lower the amount of lip injection you got going on there.
approaching their 30s or already in their 30s, that are like wanting to settle down and have a family, but can't, is an epidemic at this point. And we're talking about women that are financially
Epidemic?
stable, have educations, are beautiful, have their fathers in their lives, like come from nice families. So I'll have conversations with my friends, and they'll say things like, oh, like, you know, I want him to make like at least $200,000 a year, like at minimum. He has to be in shape. Like, I really like a guy with a six-pack. I love a guy who's like
There's that mark of the beast I've been talking about.
6'2". I need a guy with like a full head of hair. Like, I can't do bald guys. Every single time you throw a new specification into what you desire, the only person that fits within the parameters of what you are looking for exists in your fucking dreams.
It's funny how with these women, you don't actually have to meet all of these standards to sleep with them, but they're going to make you jump through all these hoops to get into a relationship with them.
I hate to
Yeah, good point.
Rather be single than settle for less than that.
Settle for less than the millionaire?
Just to start out, what's the ideal age for a guy that you would be looking to marry?
Like a 5-year gap would be good. So if I'm 28, maybe like he's in his young to mid 30s.
Okay, so like 33, we'll say?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're 28?
Yes. 30, 35, like in that range.
Okay, so want to go like 33 to go in the
Yeah.
middle? Okay, and then how old were you? 28?
28.
Okay.
Ooh, I'd say maybe like 26 or 27.
Okay. We'll go 20. How old are you? 21?
She looks like she'd beat my ass.
Pick 26 or 27. Pick
26.
I love that
Well,
necklace.
I'm
though.
25,
Okay.
so I'd say
Oh, get this girl a Kleenex or some allergy medicine or something. Her eyes is popping out of her skull. Her nose is running down her chin. Why would she go on a show like that? Or maybe she was crying. Maybe the question was too intense. I mean, they did ask her what age difference between men and women should be acceptable. It's a pretty hard question. That'd make anybody cry.
the max is like 30 or 32.
Okay. We want to go with 30 just to be safe?
Yeah.
For like marriage or something like that?
That answer really took a lot out of her. You can see it.
At max.
Like, why do these people have such an issue answering simple questions? The simplest of questions gives them a fucking anxiety attack.
29, 30.
Okay. Pick one. You had to.
20. His income should be something close to about 160,000.
Okay.
If you're in New York City, like, if she's in the Bronx or something, well, not the Bronx, but like in an uppity area, that's actually not that unreasonable. But if you're outside of one of those few select cities, that is completely unrealistic. The national, let's just see what the national average is real quick. National salary. Average. Average salary by state. It looks like it's averaging around 49,000 to 70K, but that's California. Outside of that, it's between like 50 and 60K. And they're averaging in the top 1% of those as well, which is going to screw the numbers upwards a little bit on the graph. So they're saying that they need triple, if not quadruple, the national average. It's worse than I thought. I was thinking like double. Nah, man, they want triple or quadruple.
And then you would contribute around the same amount?
And look at that face. It's like she's eyeballing a doggy treat or something. Like she's just gonna rip it apart. Like that. She would beat my fucking ass. This woman's scary.
Yeah. Okay. Because you said the 50-50.
I would like to say maybe 100,000
Okay.
at least. Yeah.
All right. We'll go with 100K.
Mm-hmm.
At least 100K. Comment over here says, Most ones 100K while they don't even earn half of that themselves. Yeah, the girl that just said 100K, I guarantee you she does not make half of that. Now, some of these girls on the specific website could be making that, very, like, possibly.
You'd have to be rich, unfortunately.
You don't even say a number, you just say you gotta be rich.
This is so high, but I guess you'd have to be like a millionaire.
A million? Okay.
Why do you have to make $1 million a year? Like that's even above. Well, no, I mean, that does break down to... Yeah, $1 million a year? That's like 80 grand a month. Who is making 80 grand a month? The top streamers might make close to that.
Probably like 100K and up.
If the average is like 50, maybe like 70 plus.
Okay, so this girl is aware that the average is 50, and she still says 70 plus. That means if average is 5, she wants 7. That means she thinks that she is 40% above average. This is the most standard looking human I've ever seen. So if average is 50, 50 is what she gets.
Having budgeted like a vacation
I don't even
fund
think she's average. Like, I think she's a little on the lower end.
and a savings fund. Saving money, fun money.
She's definitely the least attractive on this list of people.
Up that
So
way.
do we want to say like 70K, 80K?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And you also said you would contribute 50-50, so that's 140 total.
If she said she would contribute 50-50 and she's expecting 70K, that's her claiming that she's making 70K herself. I'd want to see a receipt on that one.
Household income. Would that be enough? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Median.
Yeah, it sounds great. It doesn't, but fuck. A spaceship landing in my backyard and a monkey carrying a briefcase full of gold popping out sounds great. It doesn't mean it's what I'm gonna get. Fucking teeth sounds great. It doesn't mean I have those.
I would say probably like 70K maybe.
It's actually $49,000.
Wow.
Okay, so we was close. They said the national average is 49,000. Wow. I'm a little bit above the national average, and I live in one of the most impoverished areas in the country.
Percent of men do you think make $100,000 at 33 years old? Like,
And
what
just
is
to clarify, none of that money comes from streaming. I don't even have donations set up. That is from a real job.
the percent of men that you are wanting here?
I'd probably say maybe 30%.
It's actually 15%.
So she thought the average was 70 and it was 49. She thought 30% of men make above that when it's only 15. So only 15% of people make above 49,000 a year? That doesn't sound right. Well, I guess because nobody's wanting to work anymore. I guess maybe.
The top 15%. So there's one age from 16 to 75 where the top 30% of men make $100,000. So you guessed 30%. So we'll try to guess what age that is, since you know it's not 33. Between 16 and 75, there's only one age.
I feel like 45.
73.
Okay, so to have a 1 out of 3 chance of a man bringing in that much income, you got to go for someone over the age of 73. Wow. And that's just because they have retirement and a lifetime of saving and interest and stuff. Like, they're not actually bringing that in from a job. 30% of people are not bringing that in from work. That's like their retirement and stocks and pension plans and everything included. Man, she's so ditzy.
Maybe I should go with the old man. Just kidding.
And she says that she's going to go with the old man. They literally only care about money.
Is that out of your age bracket there?
Yeah.
Trying to take every job into consideration. 30-year-old, I'd say maybe 65? Between 65 and 70?
Between 65 and 70? Is she talking about money a year or age?
Year-old? Actually, 45.
Okay.
And you were the most realistic one so far. So the fact that, no one's guessing it right, because it's way lower than people think.
As long as you love your job and hopefully are investing it wisely, then I don't see a problem with it.
For a 26-year-old.
So she went, once she found out the statistics, she said, well, as long as you love your job and you invest your money properly, it's not an issue. Yeah.
What do you think the median income is?
I'm pretty sure it's closer to like 60,000.
It is $38,000.
In her state, the median is 38,000. and she wanted 160, that's like 6 times the average in her area. She is not 6 times above the average on anything. I do love that Willy Wonka jacket she's got, though. That goes hard.
Oh, wow.
What do you think is the median income for the age that you specified? So a 33-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
This here is the only woman on this whole panel that looks like she would even consider a legit marriage.
I would say around 100K, maybe 80K.
She thinks the average is 80K.
Not exactly sure.
On the low end.
It is a whopping $49,000.
49.
Oops.
Yeah, double.
Am I like?
So if we're cutting these standards in half, does that mean we can cut the age or the height requirement down to 3 foot instead of 6 foot? Does that mean we can have a 3-pack instead of a 6-pack?
No, somewhere else.
So, what do you think is the
This girl ain't gonna care. Her opinion is not gonna change when they tell her the real number. I guarantee it.
median income for the age that you specified at 29?
I want to say like 60K.
45K.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that shock you?
Yes, it does.
So I'm just gonna put what you wanted in this little calculator. So $1 million.
Oh, she said she wanted $1 million a year. Oh no. 49K is the average for her location. She wants $1 million a year. I doubt even 1% of the people in her area make that.
At 29.
I mean, I've met a few. I have met a few.
Okay, we'll talk about...
Met a few is different than dating a few. Sleeping with a few is different than dating a few. Yeah, you could get a rich guy to plow you. It don't mean he's going to give you a ring.
We'll talk about that in a minute. So it's a fraction of a percent. The top 1% of men are making 240 at 29.
So the top 1% are making 240. She's wanting over quadruple what the top 1% is. She ain't even top 1%. She ain't even top 10%.
Okay. So you're about...
She is slightly above average, but she is not that above average.
I don't know that.
That's why I'm single.
Well, at least she knows it. She says that's why she's single.
You said 160,000 at...
She looks like she's getting mad that people don't make what she wants them to make. Like, she legitimately looks angry about finding this out.
26.
Maybe she's realizing she ain't ever going to get what she wants.
That is the top 2% of men.
Oh, goodness gracious.
At 26. Yes. So, think about the valedictorian at your high school, the smartest person you've ever met. They have a better chance of getting into Harvard than you do to find the 2%.
That's a great statistic to point out. The valedictorian at a school has a better chance of getting into Harvard than you have of finding a man that makes that much money. And that's not even considering your other standards, or considering whether or not that man would even give you the time of day.
That man. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Rather be single than settle.
Alright, I think we're going to wrap it up there. It's just too much for my brain to handle. We'll have to come back to this another time. Y'all have a great night.